Well, fair greetings to all of you. This is Evan. I hope y'all are doing well today. Thank y'all for tuning into this video. I felt guided to make a little video today talking about some things. Talking about how life has been going for me. Just being totally raw and authentic. Just talking about how things have been going, and hopefully it serves some of y'all well. So, I've started a new job recently as a custodian. So far, I'm liking it a lot. I like the hours. I work a evening shift, so I get off real late at night. Then I get to stay up kind of during the night, and I'm up, kind of midday ish, or kind of around there. For me, that kind of works perfect. Perfect for right now, anyway. And then in the summertime, when school's out, I'll be working morning shift, 8 hours a day in the morning. So that'll give ample time to be outside and get sunshine. But in the meantime, to make up for the lack of sunshine, I'm taking high dose vitamin D3, 50,000 IUs, and a high dose vitamin K2 MK4 form. There's also MK7 in there too, just a smaller dose. I think it's like 15 micrograms, and the MK4 form is about 15,000 micrograms. That's a true high dose. Um, Eaten with a high fat meal with oils. You could even use butter because butter is an oil, or eggs. Anything that has a high fat content. Good fat, not, you know, shitty seed oils. Not that all seed oils are bad, because that's also not true. Not all seed oils are made equally. Some are industrial byproducts, some are healthier than others, so look into that a bit if you can, if you're willing. But no, I started at a different school, a school that I actually went to, interestingly enough. Pretty nostalgic. I've already met a teacher that I used to have over there. Pretty cool guy. I recognize some other people there too. Um, but I was primarily just cleaning cafeteria. I think it was a culinary room, a computer room, and the front entrance bathrooms at the other school that I was just at. So I had no experience with classrooms. So now I'm cleaning a bunch of classrooms. And about at the middle of the day, I was like, man, I don't think I'm quite moving quick enough. I gotta kind of start to hustle. And I got towards the end, and then all of a sudden I discover more shit that I gotta clean. I'm like, then I start getting that feeling almost like when you're in a dream and you're trying to run fast. It's like I felt it in my heart, almost like a child, like not getting their toy or something. It's an interesting feeling, but then all of a sudden I said to myself, bro, do a little breathing right now. Do some breath holds, just real simple, not going for length or distance with it. Just breathe. This is your first day here. You're basically being thrown into this. So I did that, and it helped a lot. And I did everything that I could. I was like, all right, just gonna get this. I was a little frustrated because, my ego likes to try to do everything perfect the very first time. I was like, man, it's okay. Like, supposedly, and I can see this now, that area of the school hasn't been very clean in specific areas for a long time, like years. So I'm coming into this kind of with the intention to help to make it cleaner. For me, it's somewhat nostalgic because I went to this school, and this was kind of before I really started to hate school. You know, I at least have some decent memories from this place, and it pays well. I mean, you know, I gotta eat, we gotta survive. I mean, in this current situation that I'm in. So it's going well. It's going very well. Just wanted to share that for anybody who's feeling discouraged, living in society, in this system or whatever. Uh, whatever you got, do the best to make it work. I've worked a lot of different jobs. I mean, I can't even count how many. A lot of them were soul crushing. A lot of them were just, I got to a point where I was, just doing extra stuff, not even being asked. And then, you don't get any recognition for that because everybody else, is stuck in what they're doing. It's nobody's fault. But, you just gotta, I feel I've just been guided to where I am right now, and everybody is where they're at, for a reason. And it's ultimately beautiful, just like this turmeric vitality tea that I'm drinking right now. Cheers to good health. Yep, I think it's been long enough. Steep. I've been really into tea lately. I'm really loving it. I've got 2 bags in here. And actually, there are little sayings and little messages on these uh, little tea bags here. And I purposefully didn't read them until I started this video because I want to read them in case they might be useful to somebody because they're always useful for me. So here's the first one. You can measure the love you bring to each day by the joy you experience in each moment. Comparison is the death of joy, yes? Just reminds me of that. And then the second one is, what can you appreciate in this moment? Ooh, those are bangers. Those are bangers. What can you appreciate in this moment? I can appreciate so much. I mean, this tea. I can appreciate this tea in this moment. I can appreciate the dedication that I've put into, eliminating certain distractions to put more of my time and effort and passion into things that I'm truly passionate about. You know, there's a lot of things that I'm appreciative of, and I know that. And the more I say it, the more I realize there is so much to appreciate. And it doesn't matter how big my bank account is. Most of my life, I really have never accumulated much monetary wealth, let's say. And to me, that's totally fine. Uh, Honestly, if I was given a large sum of money, at least at this point in my life, I don't know what I would do with myself. I would probably just give it away to a cause that would use it better than I would. You know, I've done it many times because I know that that's just the truth. That's where I'm at. That's probably where I'll be at most of my life because giving is receiving. That's what I truly believe. Oh, what else can I talk about? Oh yeah, I'm gonna start doing something really crazy that most people would be like, "Ew, gross, man. Why would you do that? That's like for depressed people or something." Nah, I'm gonna stop bathing myself in chemical baths every day or showering in city water because I know I have to. My body has been screaming at me um, about this for a long time, and there have been times where I've attempted it in the past, um, but I don't think I was quite ready for it. Obviously, my ego um, sort of willed its way, you know, into my mind or whatever, or my whatever way it goes. To be like, no, but you need a shower, because you got to get all the shit out of your skin or whatever. But there's so much shit in tap water. You have to have a really, really, really good high quality filter in your shower, which I don't. I have a decent one, but they don't last. They just don't. They don't last. And the water, it smells like old garlic and metal. And as much as I love garlic, I would rather smell like garlic, like eating garlic, than this water. And I really truly believe it's fucking up my body, it's fucking up my skin, especially if I get it too hot. I start to feel really fucking weird. So my plan with this, and so far so good. Um, just magnesium oil on the skin twice a day, skin brushing, dry skin brushing. I don't think I have it. Oh yeah, I do. Dry skin brushing, super powerful. Actually cleans you much better than a shower does. Um, what else? Oh yeah, apple cider vinegar diluted in water, sprayed in the hair. You can also put it on your skin. That can restore the pH balance of your skin if you have skin issues, stuff like that. But that's just what I'm doing. I'm not personally recommending any of this to anybody. This is just what I'm doing because I feel guided to do so. I know that it's one of those things that there has been quite a few things in my life where I got to a point where I had to eliminate certain things because I knew that it was holding me back from something that I knew I would be much more capable of doing. And this has to do with a lot of different things. Everybody's got their thing with this, you know. And I guess that's the whole thing about, you know, looking inward. It's like self exploration, you know, and discovering your connection with the Almighty Creator, let's say, with God, with your higher self, with, you know, whatever, because God is within you, you know. God is in your cells. God is in the breath that you breathe. That's the breath of life that's given freely to all until it's taken advantage of so much and somebody turns so heavily the other direction, not towards the direction of love, but towards the direction of fear and hatred and all these different things and power and control and manipulation. That's not a path that you want to go down. And I've gone down both in my own ways. It's more so ego-centered consciousness, and then there's heart-based consciousness. A very good friend of mine, uh, Off Grid Jungle Muscle, is making some incredible, profoundly useful videos right now. Please go check his channel out if you're interested. I think a lot of the people on this channel are probably aware of his channel, but I highly recommend to go do it because those videos, particularly the most recent one, that's titled Bone Structure, etc., was very beneficial for me. And I'm sure that it can be for others who, you know, find themselves in a place where um, they just they're looking for something more, you know, and there is a lot of value there that is being given freely with you know, it's free. So go check it out. I don't even know how to put it better into words than that, but I love you, brother. Love you truly, man. So all these decisions now I'm starting to make, I'm doing them truly because I love myself. And it probably won't be easy. A lot of the things that I've implemented into my life that have ultimately been very beneficial were very difficult at first. Like coffee enemas, for example. Um, very deep detox protocol coffee enemas. Um, I do have a video on this channel going much more in depth on coffee enemas, but Off Grid Jungle Muscle also has the way that he does his deep detox protocol on his channel as well, so you can check that out. And in the description, he goes into uh, very good detail on a lot of these different things. Not only just for that, but a lot of different things. And You can tell he's done the research. You know, he's got a lot of experience with this stuff, and I have some of my own too. Um, but I'm still kind of in a I don't know, preparatory state for a lot of different things. But what little that I can share, and maybe it's just me talking to the camera, talking to y'all who might be in a similar situation. You know, I'm just sharing my thoughts, my experience, where I'm at currently as a 28-year young uh, living man. You know, I don't feel old. You know, I really don't feel old. I think that with God, all things are possible. I truly do believe that. Whatever you call that one, that source of infinite love, infinite consciousness, infinite wisdom. I know from experience from the 2 weeks that I didn't have phone or internet, I got more in touch with my inner self, and it was profoundly beneficial. And then once I got the phone, a little bit of the distraction started to come back, you know, because it's like, so, oh, now it's there, it's available. But it's like, it's the idea of a great power coming with a great responsibility, and it's so true. It's so true, but that made me realize that I'm capable of going inward enough to discover what I can do here to actually benefit not just myself. It is good to benefit yourself, but you know, because if you're not there in a good state, you know, you can't help anybody very well, and everybody's in a different place with that, you know. And sometimes on the opposite spectrum, when you are not in the best place, helping somebody actually does make you feel better. It really does. Even if you spend your whole life not doing that, and it feels so uncomfortable to even think of the thought of lending a helping hand to somebody with the seeming tiniest thing. It may seem insignificant, but the ego is even more insignificant than that, even more. And it's actually much more significant, the things that we believe are insignificant. Isn't that interesting? It sure is. Not only interesting, but so fucking true. This is not a family-friendly channel yet. No. All my videos, I always say, no, it's not made for kids, because it's like, yeah, you know. I mean, it's really not. But I'm still a kid anyway, so I really am. I don't think true consciousness, spiritual growth really begins until you're in your 30s. That's just what I believe. You know, and maybe even further along than that. I mean, who knows adults that just seem like they haven't really matured? See, there's a difference between that and just having like a childlike joy. That's different. But the lack of maturity is very prevalent, especially among males my age and even a bit older, and you know, females too, people in general. But it's not really truly all their fault. But we all have choices, and we're always given opportunities to grow all the time. Some people might tell you otherwise, but you know, you can either choose to believe them, you know, because ultimately they just chose to give up, and you know, that's just what I believe anyway. But those are always opportunities, you know. I almost got evicted from this place that I'm living right now. I was 1 day away. One day away, because 3 months before that, I had kind of consciously made the decision that I really didn't want to be here anymore. And I was just going to say, fuck it. I stopped paying for everything. And I just said, fuck it, for a long time. And then, by the grace of God, I got an opportunity. And I was like, you know what? There's too many people in this world that I care about and that I love, and that, and I love myself too. I love myself more than sometimes I give my own self credit for. And I know that I can do this, whatever it is that I'm here to do. So, thankfully, uh, because of my brother and his coworkers, I was able to land this job that I have now. And that's a big part of why I continue to go. Sure, there are things that I don't agree with about the system and everything, but that's totally beside the point, really, because that's just honestly, it's just another ego narrative in a lot of ways. And where there is a will, there is a way. So every 2 weeks, I've been forking over basically $1,000 to repay the rent that I stopped paying. That's with like late fees and all that shit. So I've been able to get by just enough, and I have more than enough. And I always have and always will. I know that, and really, it comes from within. There was a profound level of peace in knowing that, especially towards the end when I said, you know what, fuck saying fuck this. I'm gonna get the fuck back up on my feet and do something about this. And I really do believe that it was divine intervention from God, and the fact that my landlord is understanding human being, and I kept my communication up just enough to be able to communicate what was really going on. You know, so there's that. I know what it's like to not want to live in this world, but I know it's not that I would be too cowardly to leave this world by my own means. It's that my heart is too great. My heart is just too much to even think anymore, really, of doing that, because I was in that place for a while, y'all. I really was. And I know other people have been too, and might still be. Just know that you are loved beyond understanding. Beyond understanding, y'all. Always remember that. If you know what it's like to hurt in a world like this, that means that you have a heart, a very, very beautiful and strong heart and a beautiful soul. Because if you aren't hurting in this world, you're just getting busy dying. You either get busy living or you get busy dying. That's what Andy Dufresne said to me, and now I understand. I just watched Shawshank Redemption recently. What a brilliant, brilliant story that is. Truly brilliant. Yeah, love Stephen King stories. All of them. I'm a big Stephen King fan, that's for sure. Never read much of his books because I never really got much into reading, but love the movies, of course. But yeah, I think that's kind of my little message for today. I'm doing a kind of a cool instead of and I think I made a video talking about this before, but I'm making it's like a marinara sauce, but I put 2 cups of water in there and a cup of lentils, so it's gonna be like my sauce for my brown rice pasta that I'll be having a little later. I'm gonna put a bunch of spinach in the sauce too. I'm not putting it in yet just because I don't want to overcook it, but I'm letting that cook for about an hour so that the red lentils start to dissolve. I've been looking for quinoa pasta at the store. I can't find it. I really want to start eating that. I probably have to get it online, buy it in bulk, but I can't afford that yet. But eventually I'll be able to. Um, Going for a no meat diet if y'all didn't watch my last video. I think there's a lot of profound uh, benefit in going towards something like that. A lot of it for the body, but even more importantly, I believe spiritually, for your soul, you know. That's what I believe. And until God strikes me down and tells me to go a different direction, that's my ultimate authority, really, if you want to even call that an authority. Any decision I make or anything that I do, whether I believe it's in my best interest or not, I just say, God, strike me down. Strike me down if need be, you know. And really what that means is guide me, let me know. And I'll do my best to listen. I'll do my best. And that Almighty One knows my heart and knows your heart and knows exactly what you need. Maybe it's a little kick in the arse. Maybe it's a little rest. Maybe you just got to breathe and remember that the breath is the one. That is life flowing abundantly. Always, and you are free to partake in however you choose to do so. There is love. So, thank you all for tuning into this video. And until next time, shred onwards and so forth. Take care. Maybe pet a dog or a cat too. That'll probably help.